All right, guys, we screwed up. All right, so we were taking off that wheel of the FXR. We did a bunch of videos, or a bunch of video about it, and showed you taking it off, cleaning the wheel, doing what we did with the wheel, cleaning up the FXR a little bit, and then, oops, we were waiting on the tire. We're going to my buddy's shop today to get the tire changed out, and I recorded another video in the process in between all that, and accidentally deleted all the footage for this. My bad. I'm a terrible YouTuber. Comment down below and tell me I'm a terrible YouTuber. But let's show you what we did. First and foremost, we got the wheel off. We did do some cleaning, some sanding. We got these front forks looking a lot better. This entire front assembly was just rusted to crap. It's better. It's not show worthy, but this bike just needs to be a good 20-footer. That's all we're looking for. Then when it comes to the wheel, we kind of cleaned her up a little bit. Nothing too fancy. This piece right here was all rusted, and what we actually did is just we took the bolts off, flipped it around to this clean side, because the inside hadn't really been exposed to the weather, and just put it back on. Made it look decent enough. Again, this isn't perfect. It would need to be thoroughly cleaned, which I might clean it up again before I put it back on, but we're going to get the tire switched out first. We got our brand new tire here. For the tire, we went with a Shinko 777. I wanted something that was pretty sticky in the front. It's not going to be a touring bike. I'm not worried about the mileage in the least bit, and that tire was like 80 bucks. So I am completely fine with, you know, the price and however it lasts. It's on the front. I mean, if it lasts more than a year, which it will, because we're not going to be putting that many miles on this thing. But yeah, so there's a tire. We have ridden motorcycles all weekend up to this point, because we're going to throw these in the truck and get it swapped out. So again, sorry for screwing up all the footage. It was really anticlimactic of everything we did anyways. We just got the wheel off. But let's go get this changed out, and this thing is so close to being rideable. We fixed the oil leak. Now we're going to put a tire on it that's not completely dry rotted. I did show in that other footage that you didn't see, this tire has a lot of good tread on it. I don't want to say good tread, but it's got a lot of tread. But it is dry rotted to hell. It's a very old tire. This bike's been sitting for a good amount of time, so it needs to be changed. Even just because your tires have good tread does not mean it is a good tire. Check your tires. All right, we're at my buddy's shop. We're in the middle of it. Kind of forgot, but we're getting the new tire put on. New rubber going on, looking much better than the old cracked up tire we had. Yeah, he works on everything. He's got dirt bikes, crotch rockets, baggers, Yamahas, Sportsters, got a Honda Double R in here. Works on everything. Alright, fresh tire. We can finally hopefully get this FXR on the road. Alright, we got that fresh front tire on her. Bike's almost ready to go. It's already late, so we're not going to put the wheel on today. We'll probably come back to it tomorrow or maybe another day because I got some stuff to do. But if everything goes well, this week we're going to be riding this thing. And of course, we'll take you along for it. All right, it's another day. We're going to attempt to put this wheel back on and possibly put the bike back down on the ground. Okay, in my head, it's torque to spec. So, got the wheel on there. Now we need to put the brake on there, and we might just go down the road a little bit. All right, moment of truth here, guys. Got the front wheel on. I'm not going to put the fender on yet because I need to do a little bit more cleaning to the front forks and the fender itself. It's going to be easier without the fender on there. But we're going to see what this old girl can do. We're going to take her just down the road and back. I'm not 100% sure on that rear tire. I don't see any cracking like the front tire had, but I don't know how old that thing is either. It's probably too old, to be honest. Steering feels a little loose when I had it off the jack. I'm guessing that needs to be tightened up a little bit. Yeah, and of course, I don't even know how much gas is in it. It is how basically I got it. Just a little cleaner and a new front tire and no leaky oil. But let's go down the road just a little bit just to get its inaugural ride, and we'll see what happens. Okay guys, inaugural run down the road on the FXR. She's completely cold. Let's see what it takes to crank her up. Well, that was the most anticlimactic thing ever. This thing runs so good. I thought it would take more than that. We do have the choke on a little bit, but I still thought it would take more than that. Of course, you know, while it hasn't ran in a week or so, it's still very hot out. It's not like the engine is cold. But let's hop on this thing and let's just see if we can go down the road and back. That's all we care about. We got that wheel on. Make sure it's under its own power. Remember, the further you are away from home, the further you have to push it. So let's see what happens. All right, we are off down the driveway. Yeah, this front end feels a little light. It could be the bars, but it definitely wanders. We got to put the visor down. I'm throwing rocks everywhere because I don't have a front fender on it. But yeah, this front end is definitely light. I wouldn't want to take it far like this. She sounds good though. I can't even tell I'm shifting the thing. It barely feels like I'm shifting it. The shifter's definitely a little too low. I'm gonna have to work on that. The front end doesn't feel nearly as bad now. I still think it's a little loose. Mirror's all loose. That's not doing any good. We got one mirror that works. Well, that one's holding on for now. But I mean, we're doing the damn thing. Hell yeah, brother. We're riding. You call me Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man. I rode this bike down the cul-de-sac like half a mile and back, and just based on how little it vibrated, how easy it started up, I knew it was a good buy. It definitely felt like it was in good shape. Again, this front end, I know it's a skinny front end, and these bars are terrible. But other than that, I think we're in good shape, guys. Uh-oh. I say that, then it starts like running like shit.
like something. It's been a long time since this bike has actually been on the road. The carburetor supposedly has been gone through. It's got a new coil pack. But yeah, it's not entirely happy. Let's see what we can't figure out. All right, she's running right now. Idling okay. All right, it's been idling fine here for a minute, so we're gonna ride it back home and just see how she does. It might have just not been quite warmed up all the way. We're gonna go with that. Brakes work really good. That's good. Oh girl, ain't no slouch. Probably shouldn't have done that with, I have no real history or knowing how this bike is. But oh girl moves. I ain't mad at it. Yeah, I bet you old girl was just still a little cold and still a little old. We gotta knock the cobwebs out of this thing. I genuinely do not know the last time it's ran like this. Like, I genuinely do not know. I got it from a guy who never put it on the road. He had it like 6 months, I think, or something like that. He got it from an estate auction because the owner passed away. So, from old age. So, I mean, there is no telling how old this thing is, or how long since it's been on the road. I'm trying to think, but at the same time, in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, I'm riding around on an unproven 32-year-old bike. But screw it. Man, this thing is killer. I can see why people love these things. I can definitely dig it. Yeah, she's running much better now. Very responsive. Oh yeah, brakes work good. Oh yeah. Probably shouldn't try that on gravel. I'm sure a lot of y'all cringed, but I'm used to it. Yeah, this thing is a beast. Yeah, who doesn't love FXRs? Hell yeah, brother.
All right, we just got back and it ran really well. It definitely broke up a little bit and cut off on me a couple times at first. But then after letting it sit in the idle in the parking lot and she warmed up, she did good. So I think that's most of it. We did find one little problem when we got back. So I'm also wondering if it wasn't too happy because now we have a little bit of oil, a little bit of sludge, and it is coming out of the breather and it's all sludgy. And I think there's a lot of condensation from this bike probably being started a few times, never getting up to temp, and there's probably just a lot of condensation in there.
that probably needs to be cleaned out. This thing needs to be ran multiple times, and then probably the oil changed again. A lot of that just comes from years of neglect. I'm not really worried about that at all.
But I'm pretty happy. Comment down below what you think we should do with this thing. I don't know. I still kind of want to get rid of it and get a different model because I got such a good deal on it, but it doesn't have the tank I want. It's not dual rotor, and I'd rather have a black motor. You know, we'll see what happens. Those aren't all that big of a deal, but this thing is such a good runner on its own. It doesn't really need anything. It just needs a good rider and go. So it being chopped up or whatever, it's better just to pass the deal on to somebody else maybe and let her go and find kind of exactly what I'm looking for. Or we have it, so just build it. I don't know. Comment down below what you think. But if you don't mind, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And as always, keep it wretched.